got mail.
Good morning, everybody. You're tuned to Computers 2K now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Amnon, your host for the next hour or so, along with Katie.
Good morning.
Good morning. Anik is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Spence is here.
I'm on my way there. I'm not here yet.
Yeah. God is not going to be with us. He's working this weekend. Our numbers 561-518-9773. And today's show is made possible by VMix Software and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. So, what happened last week that comes up in your mind right away?
A study was done or a test was done on performance from XP up to Windows 11.
XP is
As
the
far
winner.
as they did benchmarking. He said that Windows 11 was the worst performer
Yeah.
of all, from XP right up to 11.
I-
Memory hog, using resources. It's optimized for SSDs, so any spinning drives don't work well on it.
I was
Telemetry
reading-
services, background services. Yeah.
I mean, it's just bad all over. There was an article on Dave's Computer Tips about the fact that Google is planning a Windows replacement by the end
OS?
of the year.
Hmm.
And the reason they're doing it now is because they look at all the statistics and they feel like Windows is the most vulnerable right now. That there's a lot of pissed off customers out there, users, and they have a good chance to do that. And it was saying, look how it happened with Chrome. They also introduced it when Windows had problems with Internet Explorer. And it kind of took over.
Yeah, but Edge fixed it all.
Yeah, right. Right.
Well, you're right. This is the what do they call it? The inflection point or the paradigm shift or whatever. It's all those people out. They extended updates for Windows 10 for what is it, like till October again?
Yeah.
It was an extra year.
And they
But
probably extended
that
again.
that just makes the pain last longer. So
Oh,
I wonder, so you're saying that Google wants to come out with their own OS system?
Yep.
Like, because on Chromebook, they have their own OS
yeah.
system.
They were saying that the article, the author was saying that they're going to be taking the best of Chrome OS and the best of what other they have another. I can't remember. They have another
know.
OS. I can't remember. They came up with two different operating systems, and they're going to take the best of both and try to do that.
but they've got to take advantage of the Microsoft application ecosystem for it to work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they can't just, oh yeah, here's the apps you need to use, but they're
yeah. No,
doing something
that
else.
won't work. No, they're going to have to make it so it's a Windows replacement,
Yeah.
and we'll see.
If for nothing else, it'll make Microsoft realize we have to
To
catch
do
up.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yow.
Yep.
I don't know if I mentioned this, but I was dealing with that so-called Windows 11 Lenovo and how terrible it was running.
Yeah.
And when I put Windows 10 on it, it was like suddenly magically fast because the illegal version of Windows 11 that they had on there, illegal. It was not illegal. Oh, actually it was, because I went in, I used Bellarc to try to find the key code for the 11 Pro that was installed on it when I bought it. Zeros. There was no key code.
Hmm.
So imagine trying to go and I tried to go and get current updates and they would never load. and the drivers were all locked at like 2019. So with Windows 10 on it now, it boots in about 20 seconds.
Amazing.
What makes it so bad? Like, why is 10 so much better than 11? Is it just bloated?
Yeah, in a lot of ways, they've added security that is just extremely, well, from their perspective, comprehensive, that go down to the machine level and all kinds of checks and uh, new methods for watching how. Well, I'm not sure whether they stop these things from happening, but they have visibility into a lot more more metrics are collected, things like that. But at the same time, it just creates. I'll give an example that was in the study that was done about what Windows did. Let's see if I can find it.
Now, while you're looking for it,
Yeah.
I've never heard of this one, but it says Microsoft has abruptly retired the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, a free platform that IT administrators have relied on to deploy Windows operating system and applications for more than 2 decades. The retirement, reports the Register, came with immediate notice, meaning no more fixes, support, security patches, or updates, and the download package may be removed from official distribution channels. Microsoft Deployment Toolkit.
I don't know what that is.
Me neither. Nick, you ever heard of it?
Heard of it? Yes. Used it? No. It was a Microsoft tool to manage
No.
in a large business Windows installs and deployments, but I can't imagine it had a very high
Usage.
adoption rate or use rate because any legitimate IT company was using some other type of deployment and patch tool.
One with a track record.
Yeah, I don't know if I never used it, so it may have been more than usable. I never used it, and I would suspect part of the reason you said they're shutting it down.
They shut it down. That's it.
But yeah, I would
Bam.
suspect part of the shutdown was that it didn't have super high use.
No?
So here's what it says in the article. It says Windows 11 came in last in terms of memory use, taking up much more RAM than older versions of the OS, even without any apps running. The additional memory usage can be mostly attributed to a large suite of background services and telemetry that power users have complained about for years. Windows 11 is also the slowest in video editing tests using OpenShot.
Yeah.
It's the slowest in video editing. I wonder
Well,
how.
that's relative. I mean, you really just making that one statement, you got to see what the metrics were that they used in the testing.
Yeah, I want to know if it's using Microsoft's video editing software or if it's using Adobe stuff.
Well, it says
'Cause
what is OpenShot?
I have no idea.
OpenShot's an open source editing software.
Open source editor.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
probably
it's
the
not
best.
surprising.
That's
The
best one to
whole-
test it with. Yeah.
The whole OS is just bloated as hell. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, I think some of the security stuff with TPM makes sense. I think as we continue down the path, I think some of that stuff is necessary. It just seems like I don't know, maybe they ignored some of that. It seems like maybe they just ignored some of that performance stuff. They just didn't care. And they just made a bloated operating system.
The irritation with Windows obviously started with 10 with some things, but it gets worse in 11, where you can go in and delete every program that's deletable that you don't want. And then the next update comes along, puts them all back on again.
Yeah.
And it's not trivial. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, you just go in and say, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. It's really and some of their advertising partners and
Oh
Yep.
well, we
Well, I
learned.
mean,
Amnon, you should write one, a new
Yeah.
OS for
Go
us.
ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say, the old saying, sometimes things have to get worse before they get better. Maybe some of this now coming out, whatever the next major update or version of whether it's Windows 11 or or 12 or whatever they do for their next version, maybe there's some renewed emphasis on this kind of stuff.
They had another boo boo. A recent Microsoft Patch Tuesday update has introduced a bug in Windows 11 23H2, excuse me, that causes some PCs to refuse to shut down or hibernate. No matter how many times you try. In a notice on its Windows Release Health dashboard, Microsoft confirmed that some PCs running Windows 11 23H2 might fail to power down properly after installing the latest security updates. Instead of slipping into shutdown or hibernation, affected machines stay stubbornly awake, draining batteries and ignoring shutdown like they have a mind of their own and don't want to experience temporary non-existence. So if you have a problem shutting down your PC, you're not alone.
Temporary non-existence. I like that.
Yeah.
But again, not going to even say new issue.
No.
Going all the way. I mean, Christ, before Windows Vista, was it 8? I think it was. Well, I don't remember which one. It was either Vista or 8. The reason, I mean, laptops running Windows were constantly known for this. It's hibernation. Sleep didn't work. You'd shut your laptop and it would be dead in the morning. Like, this was Windows XP was atrocious when it came to its power plant. It's just not good at all. So, and Linux, I mean, and I know I like Linux. There's a lot of good things, but you talk about issues with sleep and stuff like that. It doesn't get any worse. Doesn't get any worse than Linux's sleep.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it's not like we didn't have problems with all Windows versions, but the current situation is really bad, and it's all because people cannot. A lot of people cannot upgrade to it without a big expense. So it makes it even worse.
Hey, think
Yeah.
about it. This is probably the worst time for them to go through this with the economy the way it is too. Because people are saying, I got to cut back on something,
Yeah.
right? And when you look at everything, they say, well, why can't I keep my computer? It's working okay. Why do I have to replace it?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're all corporate geniuses. They know exactly what they're doing.
Nearly 5 million social media accounts belonging to Australian teenagers have been deactivated or removed a month after a landmark law barring those younger than 16 from using the services took effect. Almost 5 million kids cannot use social media in Australia.
Gotta love it.
Huh?
So to me,
That's
it's like they're saying
Sound
that
of freedom.
we're going to do what the parents should have been doing.
Yeah, that's the
Right.
problem. But I mean, a lot of parents are being outsmarted by their kids. The kids know how
Yeah.
to get around a lot of stuff, and lot of parents don't have time to just spend a lot of time on this. Hey, you can't do this, you can't do that. You gave them a phone. They can do it when you're not there. So, I mean, it's good, but it's not good.
It's not
Well,
good at
it's-
all.
It's
No, it's
gonna,
not good,
but
but
it's
it's-
gonna,
it's-
it's gonna pass. I don't think it's gonna last.
I don't think so. I mean, this is the same country that, you know, alongside a couple of countries in Europe not long ago, where people were having the police come to their door over saying mean things on Facebook. I mean, this is just the beginning, unfortunately. And when I say mean things, let me be clear: I'm not talking about violence or death threats or anything like
Just-
that. I'm talking about just comments that were deemed inappropriate and mean, could have hurt somebody's feelings. So
Right.
you've got the police using a battering ram to break down your door. What a
Yeah.
disaster.
It's just like in the early days when that old lady got the police at her door because somebody was downloading illegal songs. Remember, using her Wi-Fi.
Mhm.
The
Well, the only difference is that is actually a crime.
yeah, but I mean, the way that they handle it in the beginning, it's like shoot from the waist. It's, let's not worry about who are we hurting, who are we damaging, a reputation of, it's just like go and do it. No, I mean there are steps. I don't think they could do it here. Would just do it like that, with a club.
They want to, but they're working.
Oh, yeah, they
in,
want
in
to. I
Great
mean-
Britain, where they've got rules in place now, where essentially they want to put Musk in jail. The
Ah.
European Union. They just don't want him around because they say we don't want to have a platform where people can say what they want.
Right. And if they take Musk out, nobody else will do it, right?
Oh, somebody else will do it. Yeah. No, I don't think Musk has anything to worry about.
So you guys are using Chat GPT, Nick.
Yeah,
I know
every
you
day.
do, and Katie,
Yeah.
I know you do. OpenAI said Friday that it will begin testing ads on ChatGPT
Oh
in the
god.
coming weeks
That's fine. I pay for it. So
as the 500 billion startup seeks new revenue streams to fund its continued expansion and compete against rivals Google and Anthropic. The company had previously resisted embedding ads into its chatbot, citing concerns that doing so could undermine the trustworthiness and objectivity of responses. And what makes you think you're not going to get them if you're paying for it?
because
no.
they probably won't. I mean,
Probably, yeah, I agree. But
yeah, my gut reaction would be because there's so much of their user base that's not paying for it because there's no reason to. If you only dabble into the AI realm, the use for a paid account is drastically reduced. So that's why that's my thought.
I just want to know how they're going to implement it. If it's just going to be like ads like on regular sites where it's like an image or like a separate thing, then it's fine, whatever. If it's where you type in a response and it goes, "Oh, I know a good solution to this. One of our sponsors does this." Then I'm going to be like, "Okay."
yeah, you'll have to wait and see.
Did you
And-
see the announcement about somebody's introducing a BlackBerry style phone with a keyboard? Two of them are going to premiere in 2026.
Let's go. Except I don't really care about the BlackBerry. I like the one I had where it slides up and down. Those
Yeah, those are cool.
we've talked about it before. Those are clutch.
This, I don't think they have any. The article doesn't have any pictures of what the new one's going to look
I
like.
saw.
No, it
Yeah,
actually
it
Titan
does.
2, the Titan 2 Elite
I'm gonna see pictures. Hold on.
with a QWERTY keyboard.
Let me Google. Titan 2 Elite. Oh, my computer's listening to me. It autofilled as soon as I typed in Titan.
And they're offering financing options for you to take out a second mortgage to buy it. So
Uh,
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I
I
have no idea what it's going to cost.
You
I mean,
are
it looks cool, but it's not what I want. It really is BlackBerry heavy.
well.
I'd be open to it, but there's so many apps that I use on my iPhone that I like and rely on. Would take a while for them to catch up.
Somewhere, Katie, somewhere on my shelves here, I do have I think it's a Motorola with those keyboards that,
Oh, I still have my old phone. My last dumb
And-
phone before I got a smartphone.
and I think I still have a Nokia that was about that big, kind of.
Yep.
You open it and it had a keyboard on the bottom, and on the top it had the screen.
Ugh, I loved my phone.
No color.
It had so much personality. It even
Yeah.
had phones nowadays don't have this, but it had a little indent in the side so that you could put charms on it and stuff. Like, yeah, phones, I don't know. They're so utilitarian now. And the pretty personalized part of it is like what color iPhone you get, but then you put it in a case anyways. Yeah, maybe I'm just
Yeah.
nostalgic for older phones.
Did you see the article that Jensen Huang, what his statements were about AI just this past week? I just noticed this. I didn't see it. It says Jensen Huang says relentless negativity around AI is hurting society and has done a lot of damage to society. Oh boy! It's like don't stop us from doing the stuff we want to do.
Wait, but hold on. Who's he pointing the finger at?
That's what I mean. I don't know. I haven't
I
read
mean,
the article.
it's. I would assume. I mean, to me, the fault is every freaking company that is slapping AI on their. What I mean, you go to the grocery store and you're looking for apples, and there's some apple that's being sold that's got an AI thing on it, and they just have to. It's on everything. It never stops.
It says ever since ChatGPT was released to the masses, there's been a lot of negativity around generative AI, from the number of jobs set to be made obsolete to extreme concerns about apocalyptic event. NVIDIA's Jensen Huang isn't happy about it, claiming that this doomer narrative is not helpful to society. It's not an entirely unsurprising view from the CEO of the company whose hardware powers the AI industry. Okay. He's upset with the AI skeptics, haters, and doommongers.
Well, I mean, and I'll say to that too. I think there's also some legitimacy there too. I mean, you've got people that I watched. I listened to a couple of comedy podcasts, and on one of the shows last week, the guy made the joke that everybody's bitching and complaining and claiming, "Oh my God, AI is going to take your job." Yet you go to a website and try to fill out a contact form, and you have to, the "You're not a robot" check is like pick 3 stop signs or whatever. And,
Yeah.
the robot can't figure that out, but everybody's running for the hills claiming that ChatGPT is going to have you unemployed in 2 months. It's I don't know.
Well, you know what? From my
But
generation,
the mentality is dangerous. Will AI have an outsized impact in employment? No, I don't think it'll have a bigger impact than when the personal computer first started making its way onto everybody's desk and we got away from mainframes. I would argue that had a much larger impact on the
the Hudson
job
Valley
sector.
the Hudson Valley was devastated because they realized mainframes were, Nick, Kingston, Fishkill, Poughkeepsie,
Sure.
they laid off 30,000 people.
Because of AI?
Just destroyed because of mainframes. When mainframes,
Oh.
No, no.
Yeah,
this
we're
is a
talking
long time ago. This
back
is
in
the
the
90s.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the 90s was when it started to happen. But they realized that, hey, it's not the mainframe business anymore.
It's the
It's going to
personal
be
computer
minis.
business.
At
Yeah.
the time it was risk machines that were coming out. Well, you could put an entire floor system in one rack, and they realized, hey, this is over, and they closed Kingston. They cut down on Fishkill, and Poughkeepsie's still in manufacturing, but nothing close to what it was. So
But,
that was a major shift in.
Huh?
But I guess for Spence and Hammond, you guys saw this stuff firsthand. I mean, you saw the introduction of and when I say the personal computer, where I'm talking about like every person having a computer on their desk, not a mainframe, but an individual
Mhm.
machine or close to it. I mean, that had a huge impact on that sector. You didn't need typists, you didn't need all of those things anymore because you could do that stuff yourself.
And
Yeah, we survived. Like,
you could take your PC and run 3270 emulation software on it, use it just like a terminal.
Yeah.
Which is what that in the beginning, it wasn't that easy to do that. But as it matured, you could actually just run 3270 apps or you're not running apps from 3270 because it's all hardware based. But the screen that you needed to see, yeah,
but it worked. Like people found places for new people. Yes, some people got laid off. Their services were no longer necessary. They no longer needed them. But I mean, the economy continued. The sector continued, and
Yep. It
I
absorbed the pain.
I don't know why. I don't know why AI would be any different than that.
Well, I mean,
Well,
the
it's
next
not geographic based like
the-
some of the industries that were hurt are. So
it,
earlier incidents, not AI, but like
here is
the Rust Belt.
here's an article. It says the Salesforce CEO Mark Benioff said last week that his company's software engineering headcount has remained mostly flat over the past year as internal AI tools have delivered substantial productivity gains. So they stopped hiring software engineers because AI is doing the work.
I wouldn't read it as that.
No, it was that's what he was saying. I mean, I didn't copy the whole article.
Yeah, I mean, are there? I can't imagine Salesforce is using straight AI, full on AI coding. Now what I suspect that they're using some sort of AI agent inside of an IDE to help the programmers deal with issues, probably. But Amnon, the question
Yeah.
I'd have in that, and I know you don't have the answer, is okay, it's been flat over the last year. What did it look like the year before? Were they hiring a crap ton of programmers 2 years ago and now it's down, or was this a similar?
They
Is
said
it a
it was
similar
down
situation?
last year.
Would you say?
It says that it remained mostly flat over the past year.
But
So
again,
that
what is
mean-
that? Like, what does that mean?
That means we didn't hire anybody else.
I agree with that. Did they hire? Did they hire 40% new people 2 years ago and now it's flat, or was it
Yeah.
like 3% 2 years ago and now it's flat? I mean I think that's kind of that's kind of a relevant part of this is, Salesforce is not a brand new company. They've been at it for quite some time.
Mhm.
And so like I don't know, are they constantly hiring new people? My guess would be no. I mean, they're a very very prominent company at this point.
Do you ever use Salesforce, Nick?
A couple times.
I did.
It's nice.
I wasn't as deep into it as the actual salespeople were, but because I was an engineer, I had to participate in customer, finding customers, qualifying customer, all that stuff. And I had to write a lot of stuff and put in that. I liked it. It was complicated.
It's very complicated.
But it was
That's
the only
issue.
way there was the only way we could get through if we had a concern to raise, we had to go through Salesforce to do it.
The one nice thing about the reason that Salesforce is as prominent as it is it is completely customizable. So when you, and it's, by the way, also very expensive. Could be, depending on how big the size of your team is, you could be spending you could be spending over $100 per seat per month for Salesforce. It's very, very expensive. The reason that a lot of these larger companies go after it is, again, they can just, whatever process they want to follow for their sales funnel or their sales flow, the Salesforce people build it, and it's custom for that. That's why it's so popular.
I'm trying to find a number. No, there's no straight answer. It's always
Yeah,
hard
and
to-
I wouldn't suspect that there would be. And again,
Yeah.
is AI having an impact? Yes, no question about it. But to the NVIDIA CEO's point, is the larger economy just going to cease to exist because of AI and how many people are displaced? I don't think we're anywhere near that. I'm not, I don't even know what time range I'd put on it. I don't think we're anywhere. I mean, I just watched a bunch of stuff from CES. It's still just a bunch of half-baked AI crap. And that's what every company's introducing. This stuff's
Nick,
not interesting.
you're
There's no
absolutely-
technology.
You're absolutely right, Nick, because I think it's been overhyped
Yeah.
to the point of being it's going to do everything. You'll just sit in a chair, and it's not true.
You were mentioning in the pre-show, Spence, you go to Google and ask for a torque spec on a car part, and it can't even give you the right freaking answer for that.
Yep.
Yet it's gonna cause, Spence, all of your kids to lose their jobs. Where is the parallel there? We're so far away from that being the reality. Will it slow things down, like Amnon brought up or the Salesforce CEO brought up? Sure, because there are some useful things that can be done. It can help troubleshoot. It can help problem solve. It can make things more efficient and cut down on process time. It can do all of that, absolutely. But I don't believe we're anywhere near close to somebody getting pink slipped so that they can have Chat GPT do their job.
It's interesting how it gets touted as being the great new diagnostic tool for all these different things, medical, whatever it is, engineering. But I had an experience when I worked for IBM and I was in the Hudson Valley. I was part of a team that was going in and testing the documentation for a new controller. And it was I just laughed about this because it was a small package. It was used for remote office, and it was the size of a PC, but it was a 3270 controller. And we used to use the diagnostics. It would say, well, you go in, you look at this, you look at this, you look at this. The solution was always replace the system board. There was no other parts. It was just everything was on one board. So if it's not working, you just replace the board. Why go through this process? It was so silly. So we said, you can make this really simple. If it stops working, replace the system board.
Easy troubleshooting.
Yeah. And I
right.
would have spent an entire day testing each scenario.
All right,
We'll get
let's
there.
switch.
We're just not there yet. That's all I have.
Did
to
you
say.
hear about Verizon outage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't the entire network. It seemed to be most prominently located in the eastern seaboard kind of region, and it wasn't my girlfriend has Verizon and had not a problem.
Yeah, but it was about 10 hours.
It was very lengthy and
Wow.
affected a lot of people and made a lot of headaches exist. Imagine
So
jumping on a plane, landing. You need to order an Uber or something, and your
you
phone's
can't
on
do it.
SOS.
Wait, are you talking about the Verizon thing?
Yeah, were you hit by it?
No, because I don't have Verizon, but I was in the store, and a lot of customers were hit by it, and they were saw me on my phone and they're like, "How do you still have service?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh, my phone's down. Do you have Verizon?" I said, "No, I have AT&T." Like I had no idea. A lot of customers had Verizon, and they were trying to call their kids to like pick them up from school and stuff, and it was just crazy.
Hmm.
But they're offering $10
No,
Starbucks
20,
coupons for
20
those
No,
people
no.
inconvenienced.
no,
Yeah,
no.
my sister got $20 off her next bill.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
said
that's pretty
crazy.
significant.
they said that Verizon is offering affected customers a $20 account credit following a nationwide network outage on Wednesday.
That's more generous than what I mean.
Other people have given, yeah.
My internet was out for like 11 days last year or something like that, and yeah, I mean, I got offered a little bit here and there, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know, the one nice thing, at least with a cell phone, is if you had Wi-Fi, which most people do at home or at the office, it minimizes it a little bit, but no GPS, no. I mean, I was talking about this with my friends yesterday. We were out having a couple of beers. Like, you fly into like Topeka, Kansas for like a work trip, and you land and you have Verizon and you have no idea where the hell you are. You have no idea where you need to go. You can't call anybody. You can't order an Uber. You like, what do you do?
You're stuck.
I guess you do what?
You're stuck.
That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
and at least if you flew into like New York City or somewhere like that, you could hail a taxi and figure something out. But like these, even in like Wilmington, there's no cars just sitting out in front of the airport waiting. You have to call someone. You have to be able to get up with somebody. I don't know.
So you go
Sounds
to
like a
the
disaster.
you go to the rental car desk.
I
and
guess
say,
you could do that. Yeah, rent
No,
a
you
car.
just say rent a car. All right, can you give me a map?
Yeah.
What's a map?
What's a map?
I always do. I have a couple of maps in the back of the back seat, the little whatever that little storage
Pocket.
area is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little pocket on the back side of the driver passenger seats. Always keep a couple of maps in there.
We like when we're on a trip, even though we're using GPS, to have I have a road atlas, and since I have AAA, I can get a new one every couple of years, really cheap. And it's just what's nice is you can just follow where you are. You can see a big picture. Here's where we are. You try to back out on the screen with GPS, and it's not that easy.
I was for anybody looking for maps, not that maybe people are, Bass Pro Shop. I was in there a couple of weeks ago when I was in New York. They had a pretty significant map collection, which I was surprised with.
Like
Makes sense
like
for
quadrangle maps and that too.
No,
No.
I don't think so. I don't know. I was surprised to see, because the only place I've ever seen maps is like the AAA store. I assume
Yeah.
Barnes and Noble maybe sells them too. I've never looked, but it was kind of surprising to see some physical maps available for retail, and they weren't too expensive either.
It was great back in the day. You drive on the highway and you stop at the gas station. You can go in and there's a display stand, and you can
Yeah.
pick up any maps that you want. I mean, it was free. And
Yeah.
It's
Those are the
free.
days.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who the hell was paying for it?
the oil company?
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, boy,
Yeah.
did we have maps in the car. Jeez,
Yes.
did we have maps in the car.
Would the kids would kids just grab them anytime they went into a gas station? You end up with maps every time you stop somewhere.
It was, it was nice because that's.
You know
there
who I
was
bet
no-
you still sells those is I bet you Love's, the truck stop, probably still sells them.
Yeah.
And what's the other big? I know
Sheetz?
Love's, and then there's one other. Yeah, but Sheets.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't have an automotive. Or they
Yeah.
don't have a truckers section.
Love's, and there's one other one that's like the more
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
trucky
Yeah.
stopper place.
Yeah, but with
They have-
GPS, with
You
GPS,
can make a shower
you know,
reservation
Yeah.
at these places.
Yeah, Amnon, the problem is you're saying with GPS, unless you had already pre-downloaded, unless you had already pre-downloaded your route, you didn't have GPS with your phone being
no,
on
no, no.
SOS.
I'm saying now, these days.
But that's what I'm saying though. That's the problem with the Verizon outage. Yes, your phone had GPS, but to physically do the route, it needed data, and doesn't have data when your phone's on SOS for 11 hours.
I was an early adopter of GPS, And when I'd go on a trip and I'd use it, I had to have my laptop open on the seat. And
To what? Calculate the
so,
route?
well, that was it. The route, there was no internet to download from.
Yeah.
So you got the best information you can from the disc that you had.
What they
I don't
don't
know.
s-
I'm
they
gonna-
don't sell hardware-based GPSs anymore. Like
They do.
I
They do.
probably do. I'm
But-
sure there's applications for it.
But if you don't have one, like
Right,
if I
yeah.
put my phone on airplane mode right now and go to maps and then search for Amnon's address,
I mean that those.
I can't even search for the address because it doesn't have data to even
Yeah,
like, do anything.
on the phone, but on a
Well-
hardware base, which
Correct, but-
communicates.
who the amount of people that still have a hardware-based
Yeah,
GPS
yeah.
is very small. Now, fortunately, if you have a somewhat newer car, that may have a GPS built in, so that could have saved you. But if not, you're completely SOL.
Yeah, I mean, when I go somewhere that I don't know, I still use the car GPS and not the phone. I don't know. Anyway,
But the map is from 1989.
no. Katie,
Yes.
New York Governor Kathy Hochul
Hochul.
is proposing first of its kind legislation that would require 3D printers sold in the state to include built-in software designed to block the printing of gun parts used to make ghost guns.
Mm-hmm.
The plan
How
would
the hell
also
does that work?
I know. The plan would also add criminal penalties for making 3D printed firearms and hold printer owners or manufacturers liable if safety controls aren't in place. Yeah, I know how they're
I
going
do know some people that bought a 3D printer specifically so they can make custom gun parts.
Yeah, well, in New York they have if it passes, they have to be careful.
Yeah.
I love the fact of New York's out of control violence and crime is not being done with plastic single shot or 2-shot firearms, which is what a ghost gun is. Because they're like almost disposable, which as you
Yeah.
can understand because you're firing a projectile at a high rate of speed. I love how that is the solution to outsized crime is regulations on 3D printers, I
Yeah,
guess.
not more police.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
what a bunch of nonsense.
That's like regulating zip guns. Do you know what a zip gun is, Nick?
Yeah. I'm familiar. I mean, I've
Yeah.
never
What is a
obviously
zip
used
gun?
one or seen
A
one.
zip
but-
gun was you could make a 22 caliber gun with a hasp that you use. You know, when you close the door and you have a little pin, you slide a cylindrical thing into a latch. Well, what you would do is use that piece where you had the two locking positions, open and closed. You'd put the bullet in the barrel, and you would have just a rubber band that you would flip the handle up, and it would shoot that thing forward. You grind it to a point, so it would be, and you could use it called a zip gun. It was a single shot,
Interesting.
make in the garage gun.
Do you remember what we used to do? And it may still work, I don't know, with cable TV when the price went up. What
Cancel?
Yeah. You would call and you said, I want to cancel, and they would say, wait.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore, man.
Well, remember I was telling you what happened with AT&T and the phones, and it was like $100 more than what they told me, and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I finally they said, well, you have to wait until the first bill and then. So I got the first bill, and it was a lot more. So I called and I talked to somebody who probably wasn't in the States. And she said there are no promotions and there's nothing that can be done. I said, okay, so I want to cancel. And I was planning on canceling it. She said, you will have to call this number. That's the cancellation. So I called, and sure enough, that was in the States. a nice girl with American accent. So we start talking, and I told her the story, and she said, "Wait, wait, we don't want you to cancel. Hold it. Let me look at your account." So she looked. She said, "Okay, I found this, and I also found that, and I found this." And by the time she found everything, it was from $260 some dollars. It went down to $200,
Wow.
including the tax. And while we were talking, I realized, I mean, I was paying $175 before the switch. So that's $25 more. But I realized also that because Hannah wanted an iPhone 17, we're going to have to buy it.
You were paying the
So
the
that
phone.
was, yeah, it actually,
Was that in there?
it's in there, but it's 33 something a month.
Mhm.
But it's actually from the 175, it was less than 33. So I'm paying now $25 more than what I paid with uh, T-Mobile. And at that point, I mean, now I'm going to have to wait and see the next bill. She said you'll see it on the next bill, because before I had other people telling me, "Oh yeah, we can do this," but you'll have to wait for the bill and you'll see it. Well, I'll have to wait and see what happens with the next bill and see if that's correct. But she was thorough.
It's still concerning that it's $25 more.
Well, Hannah did not want to return the iPhone 13 that she had because she's using it for her insulin pump.
Mhm.
And
What was
it took,
what credit did he give you for trading in the phone? It was
then
probably nothing.
they would give her the iPhone 17 for free
without paying more.
without paying more. That's what they said.
Oh, on the
Yeah,
on the
actually, that
condition
makes sense.
you did. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Apple just was doing they've been doing a major trade up program with all the carriers.
Yeah. So it feels much better. It feels okay now. But I'll have to wait and see what happens. But it's interesting that you said you want to cancel, and they'll try to find whatever they can find to keep you happy. But it took many calls before this happened. A lot of headache. I still
It's
wouldn't have done it if I knew I was going to go through all this.
there is a reason that the Mint Mobiles and the Patriot Mobiles and Straight Talk and all of these other companies are skyrocketing in terms of their user base and
I
their
was
customer base,
that more.
because
Go ahead.
these prices are just out of freaking control.
I was looking that morning at what is consumer
Consumer
cellular,
Mhm.
and I didn't call. I was just looking on the website to figure out how much it's going to be, and it wasn't that much cheaper. It was not for 4 lines with some phones.
Well,
It wasn't.
I don't mean this in a bad way, but that's your problem. Is
Yeah.
you're doing your stuff with phones, so
Yeah.
regardless of what you're doing with phones, it's gonna
Right.
be expensive.
Right. So that's.
But if you,
that's-
for example, you can go to, I don't know which one it is right now, the one that Ryan Reynolds owns, Mint, I think is his. I think you if you don't need a phone, I believe you can get unlimited data for $25 a month.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah,
very
there are.
expensive.
There are some. Yeah.
And that price only goes down as you add more. But yeah, to your point, Amnon, the phones is
Yeah. That's
gets
what.
you.
That's what. And I didn't take that into consideration when I saw the bottom line. Then I realized, oh yeah.
I think this is going to be my year. I don't want to get a new phone, but my battery is just atrocious now.
What phone do you have?
I've got a 13, I think.
And it's already dying?
I mean, I've had it a while,
How long's a while?
multiple
At least
years.
3 years.
Nah, I think.
I
more
mean,
than that.
the battery, even Hannah uses it for insulin pump,
2021,
but
so
she has to
almost 5
charge it like twice a day.
Yeah, mine's sometimes that, if not more. It's
Yeah.
annoying.
So
Get a charger case. They
So
make
here's the
now
thing.
Charger
I,
cases.
I looked at that, and that is a suitable option. The other issue is the newest, similar to a computer, the newest iOS update makes this phone very sluggish.
Hmm.
So I don't really want to get a new one, but
it's time.
it's unfortunately getting there by later this year. Which, I mean, there's a lot of people that complain about the price of phones, and don't get me wrong, I don't love pulling $1,100 out of my bank account to buy a phone. I'm not saying that. But when you look at the ROI on, let's just say $1,000 payment for 5 years on a phone, something that you are using, in my case, sometimes hours a day, it is not the most expensive thing in the world. I mean, like, when you look at the money that you spend on other things, that's always been my tack with cell phones. I mean, yes, they're expensive. Yes, spending $1,000 blows, but when you use your phone for 6 hours a day for 5 years straight, I don't know how many fractions of a penny that costs over its lifetime, but it's almost negligible.
You would probably pay $1,000 on a repair for your car
Easily.
that was critical to your existence, and just you might not be happy with it, but you'd pay it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like spending money. But I also don't have a problem spending money on something that is, for me, incredibly crucial to my daily operations.
Yeah.
So
I'm running on an iPhone 14, and it's starting to get wonky in some ways. And
are you on the latest? Are you on the
well,
newest
I just
iOS?
26.2 or 26.3.
Yeah,
I
the
can't
new
remember.
versions, the newest updates screwed me. That's when it really took a significant downward turn.
Pam still has an SE, the latest SE, Generation 3. But the good news with the SE is that they're not shortchanging you on the processor. What they do is they just don't have the advanced camera, and they don't have these other advanced features that if you don't want them, it's great. You still get a faster phone. And hers just seems to be holding up okay.
Nice. Okay, you
yeah.
still think that AI does not have an effect?
No, I never said that. We just had a whole freaking conversation about it. How did you take that away from what I said?
No. Wait.
Not
I'm
you,
trying.
Nick.
I'm
Other
trying
people.
to. I'm trying to prep for this article. Reports suggest Asus has effectively ended production of NVIDIA's RTX 5070 Ti and 5060 Ti 16 gig GPUs due to a severe memory crunch driven by AI infrastructure demand. Even as NVIDIA insists it's still shipping all GeForce SKUs. So, because of the memory, I mean, they're talking about 16 gigabyte. Nick, how many gig do you have on your GPU?
It's a good question. Let me look.
I mean, and you're into gaming, so what? I mean, an 8 gig is not enough?
Oh, God, no, not anymore.
Wow. Oh. So, yeah.
Trying to figure out how to where that is.
Nah, don't worry about it. I mean,
I'd like to out my PC maybe. I do. I have 12 gigs on my GPU. I have a Radeon RX 6750 X2. 32 gigs on the computer itself, RAM, and then 12 gigabytes on the graphics.
And wow, that's a bunch.
That is. I mean, the same way that 4 gigs of RAM used to be more than suitable, and you now need more than 8. Really, if you're buying something new, it's the same thing with GPUs.
Interesting.
As the games get higher and higher performance, they need more and more memory to chop it all up and display it.
Another article that involves AI. The chief constable of one of Britain's largest police forces
Oh, great.
has admitted that Microsoft Copilot AI assistant made a mistake in a soccer intelligence report. The report, which led to Israeli football fans being banned from a match last year, included a non existent match between West Ham and Maccabi Tel Aviv. Copilot hallucinated the game, and West Midlands police included the error in its intelligence report without fact checking it. On Friday afternoon, he said, I became aware that the erroneous result concerning the West Ham versus Maccabi Tel Aviv match arose as a result of a use of Microsoft Copilot. It was a big stink back then. I remember reading about it. And now they said that that's what it was, that it hallucinated a game. You don't fact check when you see stuff like that, and you see how many lawyers, I don't know who else, but lawyers in the States got reprimanded and punished and fined because they came up to court with stories in their papers that were not true at all.
Not true. What happened with a judge, too? A judge put out a ruling and had like he cited precedent that didn't exist in the ruling.
Yeah.
Now in North Carolina, I don't know if this is the case everywhere else, but in North Carolina, when you are filing any sort of legal brief or anything, you have to attest to, and it's in the court document, that you did not use artificial intelligence to draft any. Now, obviously, you could lie, sure, but if you're caught, you've now committed some level of.
Well, I don't see
I don't
any.
even know what it would be called, but you're lying.
Do you see anything wrong with using AI to find? But I mean, you have to make
I
sure.
find a huge issue because it just makes shit up. I mean,
that's what
the
I'm
problem.
saying. And after that, you need to go through it and fact check. Say, is this correct? Is this correct? Is this correct? So you use it as a tool to help you, but not to write the finding.
This is what AI needs to do, and this has been my frustration with it, that I wish there was a solution. Maybe there is, I don't know. When I ask it information about something, I would love it to source where it's getting its information. And
You need to use Perplexity.
I know Bing AI did that, and it was super helpful, because then it did the tedious stuff that I didn't want to do, which was like shift through all the crap. And I was like, give me this information. I was like, here are my sources, and I went to the sources directly and confirmed the information it was giving me. So what'd you say to look up?
You should check out Perplexity AI. I believe that does a lot of sourcing as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it does.
Okay, I'll test this next time I have a question.
Yep.
I'm trying to find. I know I just saw this court document somewhat recently.
If you received a bunch of password reset requests from Instagram recently, you're not alone. As reported by Malwarebytes, an antivirus software company, there was a data breach revealing the sensitive information of 17.5 million Instagram users.
Yeah, actually, that's funny. My girlfriend, we were sitting on the couch early last week, and she got an email about password changing for somebody who was trying to log into her Instagram account, and went through and changed her password.
There you
That's
go.
interesting.
They say Malwarebytes added that the leak included Instagram username, physical addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, and more. But they said that no financial stuff, which I guess they don't have anyway. So
you can shop on Instagram now, I think. So they do,
and they
might.
keep your credit card.
Yeah, I mean, if
Interesting.
excuse me, if there's a shopping platform, absolutely. I've never used it, so I don't know how
Hmm.
in depth it is, or if it's even on platform.
Okay.
Did you
But I
see
mean,
Alright.
it's, you know, Facebook. They've got a payment thing through Facebook and Meta and stuff, so I'm sure they could just use that.
I had an interesting experience. Was looking at Instagram, saw something, and I was interested looking at a specific product. So I said, let me do the research on the product. So it took me to the purchase site, and I didn't realize at first that I was going down that path, and I canceled it. And I got a notice from my credit union saying that this something, if you were looking to buy this, something canceled it. I was like, yeah, it was me. I canceled it.
Yeah.
What's, it's like, you should be a little more visibility into that. But
Okay. I finally found
purchasing
what
stuff on Instagram is not good.
I finally found what I was looking for.
Okay.
This is in a court. This was in a. This is a federal court. Hold on. Let me see if this is federal or state. United States. So this is a federal court filing that I was reading this week for work, and there's a page called certifications, and you can see the certification is no artificial intelligence was employed in doing the research. Now it doesn't say writing, research for the preparation of this document, with the exception of such artificial intelligence embedded in the standard online legal resources such as Westlaw, Lexis, Fastcase, Bloomberg, etc. So interesting that this was a certification from this is the U.S. attorney certifying this in a legal briefing, which is interesting.
Yeah. I guess
So I don't know
there
if that's I don't know if the feds are pushing that themselves. I'm not really sure. But
Nick, I
thought
guess
it
there
was
were
interesting.
too many situations where there was a discrepancy,
Well, the only reason
and
I
they
knew
can't
about
deal
it is
with it.
the only reason I knew about it is because I took the legal document and dumped it into AI to summarize it for me. No kidding. And that was part of the summary. It said about no. Yeah, I was like, what is this thing talking about? So then I went through the document, actually reading it, and found that at the bottom, which I thought was interesting. But
Here's a
even with
very
that,
important, very
it doesn't do
important
a great
story
job.
we all need to know about. Hobby FPV drone developer breaks 400-mile limit with their new drone.
What
And
they
what-
do, put a jug of 1
I
gallon
haven't
milk
read it,
filled
but
with
it's,
gas.
but it says hobby. Does that mean it's a hobby?
It's not a
grade
professional or industrial, I guess.
Shows a guy with one on his desk. I'm not sure what. It says it reached 408 miles an hour.
Did it come back? Oh, an hour?
No, miles an hour. 400 miles an hour.
Oh, I thought it said
No,
how.
Like traveling.
Oh yeah, I thought you were
Yeah.
talking about the distance as well.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
impressive.
It's apparently a bunch of hobbyists who are trying to build the fastest drones as part of their hobby.
Well, I
Maybe
don't
the
think
hobby-
you're going to be able to build a drone like what we're thinking about with the propellers, 4 or 5 on the side that just takes off, like what they use for delivery and stuff. That will go 400.
yeah.
This was probably more of a.
No, this was purpose built to go fast, not to
Yeah,
pick
but
up
I don't know
packages.
that. Maybe I guess I'm thinking more of what do you call the bigger radio control um, airplanes. The
Oh, the taxi, the air taxi.
no. That hobbyists are using. I mean, it's not. It's like 1 to 5 or 1 to 20, 20 to 1, 30 to 1 size.
Hmm.
Those little airplanes that you take to the airport and you make them fly.
Yeah.
What do you call them? Sheesh.
RC airplanes?
RC, yeah, RC.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if it's an RC with jet airplane, I mean jet engines and stuff, guess you could, but I
They
don't
have
see.
tiny turbojet engines now that you can.
They
you can
do.
build. Somebody built a B-52
Yeah,
RC model
yeah.
with turbojets.
Yeah, but B-52 is not known for high speed. So if you build a little one, like a fighter plane, it could, I would imagine. I don't know. But that's interesting. Yeah. It just went by.
I
All
see
right.
a lot of those videos where they fly their very expensive $30,000 RC airplanes and then they crash
The
them.
crash, yeah.
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 I gotta run.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we're
All right.
gonna.
Have a good, Nick. Have a
It's
good
time.
week, Nick.
See, I got a tech support problem I have to troubleshoot. So, I'll
All right,
let you,
Nick. We'll talk
luck.
to
see
you.
you guys next week.
Have a
Have a
good
great week,
week.
everybody.
All
Bye.
right. All right. Anything else? I guess
Nope.
not. All right, so let's end. So thanks, Nick. Thanks, Katie, Spence, and good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Donna, Dina, Mati, Eleanor, Sarid, Yaakov, and Yael, Gal. Thank you, everybody, for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive, update your virus scanner, and change any same passwords wherever you use them. We'll be back next Sunday at 9 o'clock. But you can always reach us at computers2know.com. Again, Monday through Friday, 5 to 6 a.m., Nick hosts the Carolina Journal News Hour on WBT 107.9 FM, and it's also on YouTube. So just get on YouTube and search for the Carolina Journal News Hour. And Monday through Friday, again, 7 till 8 a.m., Nick hosts the Nick Craig Show at nickcraig.com. Just go to nickcraig.com and get the schedule and download any older shows. Have a great week. Keep warm. Until next week.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by StreamingGear.com and DeltaForce.net.